wanted to tell you the story that I heard from this pastor. When he was a 16-year-old boy, he had just gotten his driver's license, and what he wanted to do was take his girlfriend out for a date. But the problem was that his father said he cannot use the car because he had to go to work. But being the 16-year-old boy that he was, he really, really wanted to go out on this date. So he took his chances and he grabbed the keys and he ran off to take the car. And his father actually chased him out all the way to the street. But he was faster, so he got away. And he had a nice date with his girlfriend and dropped her off. But when it was time to go back home, there was a time of reckoning, right? And he was filled with dread because his father was a big, brawny guy. So he was very afraid to go back home. And he almost didn't even go home. He was thinking, oh no, I don't want to face this. But he remembered in the back of the house, there's a latch in the window that he could open the door with. And he was thinking maybe that'll be open and he can sneak in the house and he won't have to face his father. So he checked the latch, and by a miracle, it was open. He slowly opened the door, crept in the house, and went to sleep. And his father didn't bother him. And the next day, he didn't say anything. And the day after that, and day after that, he never said anything. And many, many years afterwards, this pastor finally asked his dad, those years when I was 16 and I ran off with the car when you expressly told me not to? How come you never punished me for that? And the father kind of laughed and he said, as soon as you left with those keys, I was on my knees praying for you and praying that you won't be afraid to come back home. And who do you think was the one who left that latch open? This story reminded me of the prodigal son, and this is the quote I want to share with you. In the restless youth, the prodigal looked upon his father as stern and severe. So those who are deceived by Satan look upon God as hard and exacting. His law they regard as a restriction upon men's happiness, a burdensome yoke from which they are glad to escape. But he whose eyes have been opened by the love of Christ will behold God as full of compassion. He does not appear as a tyrannical, relentless being, but as a father longing to embrace his repenting son. And with that, I love you all. God bless you, and see you next time.